Hey folks, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the pursuit of wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today's Wednesday, happy hump day, January 29th. It's high tide earnings day. Q4 2024 and full fiscal 2024 earnings came out. A lot of people are asking me about this as well. Q4 doesn't mean calendar Q4. Some companies have different year ends and fiscal year ends. So it doesn't mean that just because we're in Q1 of 2025, it's not the same thing. So I had some confusion about that. Hopefully that clears that up. But they did have record revenue. They did miss in terms of EPS, earnings per share, but they beat pretty decently on the revenue and had record revenue for the quarter and annually. So we'll jump into this and then we'll take a look at the after hours price and the chart for HITI in just a moment. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You've been notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Full disclosure, I do own High Tide in my portfolio. Very bullish on them long term. I think they're a great way to diversify. Obviously, they're not a producer. They are a retailer, and they have operations now in the US through the Cabana Club. And then we'll discuss more on that here in this video, and then with PureCan in Germany. So exciting times. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. A little bit under the weather today. I'm not feeling too bad. It's not like a cold or anything. I think it's just strep throat. So I feel pretty decent, but my throat's just absolutely killing me. So we'll get through this video hopefully a little bit quicker today. But Raj Grover, CEO of High Tide, posted this on X shortly after the market closed. Fiscal 2024 was a record-breaking year for High Tide. $522.3 million in revenue, 6th straight quarter of positive free cash flow, and Cabana Club members now 5 million plus strong, and 76,000 elite members, which is their paid membership. And I did sign up for that. I think normally it's like $50 or $60 Canadian. I got it for $30 on sale, and they are redefining the MJ industry. Excited for what's ahead. And although they're not a producer, they are the highest generating revenue MJ company in Canada. So you can see here $522.3 million all-time record for earnings and revenue, 22 million in free cash flow in fiscal year 2024, and they have 191 stores. 30 alone were opened in fiscal year 2024. So love to see it. We'll jump through the highlights here. So High Tide reports fourth quarter and 2024 year-end financial results. Before I forget as well, I did reach out to Raj Grover. He did respond. He said he's been super busy, but hopefully we can have him on soon for an interview. And we have the conference call as well tomorrow, so I'll do my best to live stream that. If you'd like to see that live streamed, let me know. I always have a blast coming on and listening to it with the community. So I'll do my best to make that happen. The company generated, like I said, $522.3 million, 6th consecutive quarter of positive free cash flow. It's just getting started too, but what a story the High Tide story has been. Kudos to the team there at High Tide. They're absolutely crushing it. So as I mentioned, free cash flow, 5.9 million with a trailing free cash flow totaling 22 million. The company's flagship Cabana Club loyalty program has now reached 5.32 million. Most of them are coming from the US and the EU, which we'll discuss here in a moment as well. They have over 76,000 elite members. So essentially, they're like the Costco, if you will, of the MJ industry. So we were expecting 135 million in terms of revenue, and they came in at 138.3 million, so they had the beat there. But if we scroll down to their earnings per share, you can see for the 3 months ended October 31st, 2024, it was actually negative 0.06. We were expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of negative 0.03, and they did have a pretty big miss there. So I think that's why the stock didn't really see much of a move after hours. We're sitting flat at 296 USD there on the NASDAQ. So they did, like I said, miss in terms of EPS and had a pretty big beat in terms of revenue. So we'll go through the highlights. Most people have already read this article, so I won't read the entirety of it. You can breathe a sigh of relief. But during the fiscal fourth quarter, Cabana held 19% share of the MJ retail market in Alberta. That's where I reside. Absolutely love the community here. And 10% in Ontario. Across the 5 provinces in which the company had a presence, Cabana represented an 11% market share during the fourth fiscal quarter, which is consistent with the 11% market share during the third fiscal quarter as per revised data from Statistics Canada. The company notes that it only represented 5% of the total MJ retail store count in those provinces during the fourth fiscal quarter. And, it's great that they're expanding and whatnot. the news with PureCan in Germany, but they've got a lot of growing here to do in Canada. As we know, the Ontario government upped it from 75 stores that a retailer can operate to 150, so a double. They doubled that, and yeah, they got a lot of growing just to do in Ontario, and then in their home province of Alberta, in BC, and then you get your eyes set on the US and the EU and the UK. Like there's so much opportunity here, it's not even funny. Annualized retail sales per square foot were $1,699 across Canna Cabana stores. The store network during the fourth fiscal quarter of 2024, up 2% sequentially. Listen to this. This was higher than best-in-class retailers like Walmart, Target, and Canadian Tire. So, like I said, this is an absolute pleasure to watch this story unfold, and I'm a very proud shareholder in High Tide. Their gross profit margin was 27%, a little bit lower, but you got to have to remember it's altogether unbeatable prices and that value kind of proposition. So they are a little bit lower, but it has been increasing. Their gross profit margin for the fourth fiscal quarter was 26% compared to 26% year over year and 27% sequentially. So that should start to increase over time as they expand and bring in scale. Cash and cash equivalents in the year ended October 31st, 2024, total $47.3 million, an all-time record compared to $30.1 million as of October 31st, 2023, representing an increase of 57% from the same period last year and 34% sequentially. Note that subsequent to the company's fiscal year end, it paid down $13 million in debt, which was due December 31st, 2024. So the company, revenue up and to the right, profitability, paying down debt. What more could you really like to see here, especially with the expansion into international markets as well? The company announced the launch of Queen of Bud branded white label products in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario. Fast tender retail kiosks have been installed in over 95% of all Canna Cabana locations. I did see 2 installed at the downtown Edmonton location. However, they're both defective. They're not operational. It seems like they're out of order. That's not the first time I've seen that. It's happened quite a few times. So maybe they want to take it to tender and fast tender. Maybe they want to take it to tender and get somebody else to come in and supply them, because it hasn't been a good track record so far. They installed them, and I think it was like the first week or two they installed them, they weren't operational. And yeah, this seems like every time I go in there, they're breaking down. So I do have a guest checking into my Airbnb here soon. It's actually a booking.com booking. So I'm just making sure, but no, it was actually a new booking. So yay. All right, cruising through here. So this is what I wanted to highlight here. Yeah, right here. The company expanded the first of its kind innovative Cabana Club membership program across the entirety of the United States through cabanaclubusa.com, which is right here. So if you haven't accessed this, you can do so by going to, like I said, cabanaclubusa.com, as well as the European Union, EU, and the United Kingdom, UK, through cabanaclub.eu. And it's a very similar type of website. And apologies for the dinging in the background. I do have to have my phone on as I have a guest checking in here very soon. So they're building on its existing international customer base of over 4 million. So that is impressive. And I believe, they do expand on that here a little bit later in the Outlook section. Section. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. What stood out to you? What was your favorite part about the earnings report? Always love hearing from you. We'll continue the conversation in the comment section below. So as we go through the outlook here, fantastic year, fantastic quarter, and 2025 looks very bright. So the company's objective is to add another 20 to 30 locations during calendar 2025 while generating positive free cash flow, as was the case in the previous year. The company reiterates its long-term goal to reach 300 locations across Canada. And again, Ontario doubling the store count should help with that. Their Elite, the paid membership tier, continues to break quarterly growth records and now has reached 73,000 members with additional members being onboarded daily. Elite members tend to shop more frequently and in larger quantities than their base tier members. So if you're a little confused, essentially you can just go into a Cabana Club or like a High Tide, which is Cabana Club. You can just buy products you don't have to give them any information. You can just walk in, pay. It's probably about 20-30% more expensive. Or you can give them your phone number and your name. You can sign up for just as a member, and then a Cabana Club member, and then you get special pricing. And then if you sign up for the Elite, and that's free, you don't have to pay anything for that. If you sign up for the elite membership, like I said, sometimes it's $30 if you get it on sale, but I think it's normally around $50 to $60, kind of like a Costco type of membership. But the difference is with Costco, you need a membership before you can shop there. Whereas this, you can shop there just regularly, pay full price, or you can sign up as a Cabana Club member and get discounts, not pay anything, and just give them your information. Or you can sign up, give them your information, and sign up for the elite membership, the paid membership, and you get access to special pricing and also specific products only elite members have access to. So love to see it. But yeah, there's some information right here. The company is pleased to report that 3,000 members in the U.S. and Europe have signed up to the elite membership, and I think there's a couple of POW Group private community members as well. Shout out to you guys and gals. I'm pretty sure they signed up for this. So I know a couple people in the POW Group private community that have already signed up for it. And 3.6 million total Cabana Club members in the US and Europe. The community has grown to a global base of 5.32 million today. That is insane, right? Your network is your net worth, and they continue to grow their network. Earlier this month, the company announced its entry into the German medical MJ market by signing an agreement to acquire 51% majority stake in PureCan. They can eventually acquire more than that later on. If you haven't seen my video on that, I would highly encourage you to check that out. Transaction is expected to close imminently, so really anytime now. The company also continues to monitor developments related to consumer research model projects in Germany in anticipation of release of application guidelines. The company has proactively taken steps to develop a research project framework to be submitted to relevant authorities for initial feedback. And as we look to Pillar 2 and commercial sales, the company HITI is poised to benefit greatly. The company has been free cash flow positive over the past 6 quarters, having generated approximately $22 million during the last year. Although the quantum of free cash flow generation can vary significantly in any given quarter, the company expects to remain free cash flow positive for the fiscal year. Love to see it. So as I said, the company will host a webcast and conference call to discuss its audited results and outlook at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That'll be tomorrow, January 30th. And if you'd like to see me live stream that, again, let me know in the comment section, and I'll do my best to make that happen. But like I said, I always have a blast hanging out and kind of just being in the chat and hearing what everybody has to say. And again, let me know your favorite takeaway from this. And if you're not able to join the live stream, or if I'm not able to make that happen after the fact, if you listen to the conference call, please let me know your main takeaway from that. High tide, as you can see, still flat here after hours. I just posted a video yesterday, did some analysis, so I won't dive into it too much in this video, but we have a lot of bear flags across the sector. We got, MSOS, all the producers in the US. You've got CGC, Tilray, all the major leaders in Canada, seeing daily bear flags, and we're in a daily downtrend here still on high tide. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did trend a little bit lower down to around 270, 250, as the whole sector just continues to bleed out. And RFK Jr. Had his hearing today, and there was zero mentioning of MJ, right? It's just the gong show continues. Like, they're purposely doing this until big tech, crypto, AI tops out, and then they're going to really start to put MJ in the spotlight, in my opinion. But like I said, pretty bearish here on the weekly time frame as well on high tide. Check out my video yesterday, my earnings prep video for high tide. I go into a little bit more in-depth analysis on the stock, but I want to try to keep this video as short as possible. Like I said, my throat isn't doing too well today. Hopefully I'm better tomorrow. And is it summertime yet? Because it's been a brutal winter here in Edmonton, Alberta. The weather, and we're in Celsius, so it's been fluctuating like plus in the pluses and then into like negative 20. And yeah, it's always hard whenever the temperatures are fluctuating like that. It usually spells turmoil, especially when it comes to getting sick, things like that. So, all right, going in it there, let me know what you think of this. Like I said, these results in the comment section. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.